The story begins with Lamu looking innocent and hungry as hell, although he has just devoured 3 of our friends. The narrator, which seems to be the evil side of Lamu, says,
No worries, Lamu. There's still one more fruit that you can eat.
and that fruit is us. Yeah, that apple over there. And we'll call him Jim. First, we play as Lamu and we try to find Jim around the map. After a while, we cross this road to find Jim, only to get run over by Jim. Jim gets a small glimpse of a driver from Dean's pig farm before passing out. All of a sudden, Jim is having a conversation with his dead friends like nothing has ever happened. After a while, Jim wants to do a VV, and when he tries to leave for a VV, our friends say,
Where are you going?
like we haven't said it clearly to them before, and all of a sudden they say,
Why did you get away from that?
like damn bro, aren't you guys happy that your friend is alive? And when we turn around, they stand there staring at us, like it's our fault for their death. I mean, it actually is. We suddenly hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 footsteps behind us, and when we turn around, we see our friend Lamu. And we wake up from the bad dream after getting this jump scare. Jim gets hit by the main character syndrome and he says that the monster Lamu is still out there and he's not dead. And Jim is going after Lamu to avenge his friends. Jim suspects that the driver that he saw before abducted Lamu with him for some reasons, and Jim pursues that driver to kill Lamu. Jim comes across some news articles that talks about a scientist and his assistant who has made a groundbreaking discovery of giving superhuman traits to human beings by implementing an animal DNA into the human. However, in another news article, we find out that this scientist is a fraud. We find some more news article like the news about an assistant who used to work with the scientist in his fraud experiments, and a murder that had happened in the fraud scientist's house with both him and his wife's head decapitated and with their son nowhere to be found. And finally, Jim finds out the job the ex-assistant has taken. By the way, if you have come this far watching, thank you so much for watching my videos. Have a great day. Next, we get into Lamu's POV where he is trapped in a basement. He meets the tomato, who is the ex-assistant, and the assistant says that Lamu would help him get his breakthrough of his and the scientist's unfinished experiment. After that, we get Lamu's flashback before he was a terrifying monster. We get to see Lamu do his night routine, reading his favorite book, brushing his teeth, and drinking his milk. Mom comes into our bed before we go to sleep, and Lamu questions his mom that why he can't play like his friends outside. And the mom says that Lamu will be able to do that once he finishes taking his dad's medicines. Later, Lamu and his mom talks about how kind and a good person he will become when he grows up to his friends. After that, mom leaves. And after that, we can hear Lamu's mom and dad arguing over the medicine and how their son is being treated like a lab rat. His mom, by the way, is telling their son is being treated like a lab rat. The dad is the scientist, by the way, if you haven't figured it out yet. But the dad reassures that it will be all fine, and that their son will make them proud in the future. We get back to Jim's point of view, and this time we are in the farm to find the driver we saw before. We investigate the house to find the driver, but we find our dead friend Leon looking like a roasted chicken in the middle of the fire. We get a flashback where we find out that we are the one who pressured Leon to the trip with us. After getting chased by Leon's brother Aaron comes to us and says that it's not our fault that Leon has died and that the driver was kicked out from the farm due to some suspicious activities, and now he works in the aquarium and we are off to find him to the aquarium now. Back to Lamu's flashback. It's Lamu's birthday and his dad is still not home yet, which makes Lamu's mom mad. Lamu is asked to pick up the candles for his birthday cake, and as soon as he grabs the last candle, his dad comes home. Lamu is at the table with his parents where the cake is at, and after blowing off the candles, Lamu's mom asks for the gift she told Lamu's dad to bring, but he has only bought a collar, like seriously, which heats up the mom and they argue in front of Lamu. The dad does not give a damn about it and starts talking about his strongest medicines that he wants to inject Lamu with. Although mom has said before that they needed to discuss about his medicines before giving it to him, the kid. But the dad just injects Lamu with the injection. We see Lamu going through a transformation, but it turns out to go horribly wrong. He kills both of his parents and just stays there, motionless. We get back to the main character's POV where we investigate the aquarium in the middle of the night. Inside the aquarium, we get some flashbacks of our friends Tasha and Ken, and we find out we pressured both of them as well to come with us in the trip, which ended up killing them. Finally, in the aquarium, we managed to find an ID of the assistant who took Lamu after the accident, and we finally get the address to his house. Here, we get to see Lamu's perspective change from realistic to his imagination, where everything looks cartoonish and fictional. This is still a flashback, by the way. Now, in the present, Lamu wakes up again in the cage, and the cage seems to have been unlocked by the assistant. When Lamu tries to leave the building, Lamu hears someone coming and he hides behind the boxes. From the door, Jim pops up holding an axe, and from there, we get to Jim's POV again for the last time. We finally reach the apartment of Terry, the ex-assistant, and we get inside the basement by finding an axe to open the door. In the basement, we can see Lamu hiding behind the boxes, but since the character does not know about it, we act like we didn't see it. We get stopped by Terry saying, "What is Jim doing here in his place?" Jim says that he's going to avenge his friends that Lamu killed. But Terry says that he won't let Jim kill Lamu as Lamu was the key for his experiment to be a success. But the next second, we can see Lamu standing right behind Terry. Lamu eats the tomato, who is Terry of course, and tries to eat us, but we get the controller that Terry had dropped, which shocks Lamu. Lamu tries to run, but Lamu sees his life flash before his eyes. He sees all the wrong things he has done, all the people he has killed, and he starts gaining consciousness. Larry, the kid who got turned into the Lamu, comes towards Lamu and says that he is tired and he wishes to stop running. Lamu breaks down and Lamu says, "Lamu, tired, did not want hurt, want to do good, want mommy." After that, we can see Lamu on the floor with an axe on his head. With this, the story is over. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.